Welcome to the Degenerate Nation podcast. Ooh. Prepare to worship the men at the mic.
The men at the mic.
For they are the third best among you. So, we're going to talk about Hitler, baby.
Oh, yes. Coming in nice and hot.
Coming in hot.
This is wonderful Patrice back on the mic.
Patrice on the mic. Patrice is like, hey man, look man, I got an idea. Okay? Let's talk about Hitler.
It's so easy. You can take it any direction.
Exactly. Trump's Hitler. Oh, Biden's not. He's just some fucking senile guy. He's not. Sorry, dude. We're not.
Biden's like, what was the guy that did experiments on twins?
Mengele? Oh yeah, Charles referenced him. Charles Hades. The other episode, it was Devil's Threesome episode. Check that one out if you give a shit. I don't care.
I've poked my ears in to listen to it.
He's like the fucking old lady in The Notebook that needs to be put out.
You know what? I feel okay in saying that I cannot pull a reference of The Notebook out of my brain right now.
I feel like I've done that multiple times recently. I should really stop. I don't even like that movie because the ending made me laugh. They die holding hands like that never happened, so I was just like...
Wait, did they both die?
Yeah, they both fucking die.
It's like a reverse Titanic.
Yeah. That's realistic. That's so realistic. Yeah.
It is.
She's like, oh, I'll never let you... Nope.
No, and his face is now so white you can see through his skin. Oh,
fuck him, yeah. You know, what they didn't cover was, what was her life, the rest of her life like? It wasn't like fucking Edward Scissorhands where she's old and like no one married her, right?
No, she ends up, I think she's super wealthy, and then at the end, they're like, oh, here's this gigantic diamond that fell to the bottom of the ocean. Oh, it's yours. And she's like, I haven't seen that 83 years.
Yeah, she got the diamond and she didn't need him. She probably had a good life.
Yeah.
So why do we care about the Titanic or her or that movie or the guy?
God, that's so old world to be like, let's build big shit. You know
yeah.
We're gonna build the biggest fucking boat you've ever seen, and it's gonna look like the inside of your grandparents' house. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Worst idea. The Titanic and no lifeboats, or a pandemic and no masks.
Oh, that's great. How about the people that are on ships right now that aren't allowed to leave?
Or people, people on lifeboats with no masks. Or people on the lifeboats with masks. I can't even speak. Speech of it is. Drown you will. Unprepared you were.
But you must be on lifeboat with no mask.
So Hitler.
Yeah, little known fact. Hitler was actually on the Titanic, but he took the only single person life raft on the boat and paddled his way back to what he thought was Austria, but it ended up being Germany, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he also was the original nude painter of Rose. Paint me like one of those Jewish girls. He's like, Das Juden! And he throws the fucking brush at her and then he goes in the lifeboat. And that's why they had one. He could have saved like 8 more people in addition to the 6 million.
I like that. Or also, she goes, oh, paint me like one of you Jewish girls. And he just, what? What did you say?
Wassen?
He throws the same paintbrush, and it just so daintily crosses over her lip and like puts a mustache on, and it was like, oh, what a great idea.
I will take in the stash.
That's the best stash I have ever seen. Ever.
You should shave it, but I will take it.
But I will take it. Oh yeah, and so, you want me to finish the painting? Oh yeah, so, how does this furnace look, yeah? Is it hot enough? Is it big enough, or should I do something? Listen to this. So, you know how you take a shower? It's a shower, but it's just gas. You call it a gas shower. How about that? Yeah, I paint that.
And he fucking paints it, and he looks at it, and he's like, This isn't. You got the nipples right, but.
What's all this other shit in the background?
Oh, she's just flashing. So don't worry. And she's like, thank you. Here's your money.
That's so good. Oh, Viva's talking about money. This was all for love, yeah.
It was for lovins. He just says it like that. In 1912?
Titanic, yeah, 1912.
16, yeah. 12? Well, whatever.
1620?
He was like not very old then.
No, he was still spry.
Yeah, was he 9? Look it up right now. I don't want to look up on my phone. Look up on your computer how old Hitler was in 19... And make sure it was 1912. None of that fucking matters. No one... Our listener in Qatar already abandoned us.
Yeah, we've moved on to Mumbai.
We're going for Mumbai. Mumbai hates Hitler, so they're not going to listen to this one.
Hitler in 1912. Hitler age. This is someone. So get this. I'm just googling Adolf Hitler age, and the first suggestion that pops up is Adolf Hitler age in 2020, as if he never died.
Oh, that makes me fart.
Oh, that's great.
Das Tuten. Dama Tuta.
But, alright, for posterity reasons,
yeah.
Adolf Hitler was 13 years old. Oh, no, excuse me. 23 years old in 1912.
It was all good, baby. The timeline matches up. Hitler was on the Titanic. He killed 8 people that would have fit on the lifeboat. Tangentially killed them by taking off on the lifeboat. It would have fit 8 people. And then he later got all those other people killed, including people in Russia and America and Britain and every other country that was invaded or partook in this skirmish that was World War II. But you were and World War One. He fought in that, I believe.
Yeah, he did. I think he was terrible. I think people really disliked him. They're like, oh, this just Adolf being a fucking Nazi or something.
Yeah, this fucking Nazi. He's like, what is this Nazi?
What is his job?
I don't know. It's just a thing you call somebody as an asshole. Oh, I will reframe this.
How can we make this framework for the Germany? You're not even from Germany. What, you Austrian? Yeah, shh.
We don't talk about that.
We don't. No.
I told you my accents will slip out. It just fucking blows it. Like, they'll go to an audition if I was an actor or something, and they're like, "Wow, he's crushing it. He's crushing," and then it slips back in, and the bleeding, the gear bleeding, the schmieden. Like, all right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Can you go back to that last scene? Something we must have not heard that.
Okay. It's yeah. The schmecken, schnell, and okay, and bleeding and speeding and bleeding.
Nope. All right, and we'll call you.
Don't call us. We'll call you. Oh, okay. You're gonna call me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be by my phone. I'll on the cell. Okay.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call my mom.
When you call me, I'll call my mom, and then she'll call my dad, and she'll be like,
"Oh my God, Peter just nailed his Hitler audition."
Yeah. This is also I could try to get a leg up on getting into play in a community theater as Hitler when the fucking world is open again. Fuck you, Bryce.
Yeah, we're practicing.
Yeah, thanks for being my scene partner. That's what this is all about.
But
fucking Mike was redlining like hard in the last like 5 minutes. It's all good. Whatever.
It's all good.
We don't promise quality audio or discussion or anything.
So back to Hitler being on the Titanic. So I had a thought that what if would things have gone different? I know people like to talk about if he had done better in art school, if he had been accepted as an artist.
Yeah, but that was never going to happen because it's art and no one wins. You fucking die and then someone buys your painting. Or you throw jizz on the wall and you're a fucking modern artist.
Who's the guy that did the Campbell soup thing?
Oh, what's his face? Joseph Campbell. No, he created a myth structure, or like a myth hierarchy. You know about that.
I do. But,
it was not Jackson Pollock, the other guy.
Jackson Pollock or...
No, it was the other guy.
I can't think of his name. We know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, Hitler's unfamed art career. How about if he had a different mustache, would he have been accepted by society? I'm imagining Hitler with like a really good like handlebar coming all the way down like a Hulk Hogan,
like an old timey like 1917 Cole Foreman's like fucking mustache.
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh.
I'm gonna line up some Reese's and boof them.
What could have been?
What kind of mustache?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, what if the mustache changed? What could have happened? You know, it's...
Okay, a lot of things could happen. It could have been... You could have given him immediate respect so that he didn't have to, like, come up as get the fucking crazy people. So, like, okay, like, say Trump had Trump ideas, but he didn't comport himself as... Not that... Okay, I'm not saying that Trump is Hitler. That is, if you believe that...
We are by no means making that analogy. Just want to make that
if
clear.
you feel that way...
You're an idiot.
But if you feel that way and you are a regular listener, cool, man. Feel what you want. Guess what? Because if you're feeling that in America, you can fucking say that it's great.
It's fantastic.
A lot of other countries, you can say that because it's not about your own leader, but if you're saying that and you live in a country, which you might, that has an authoritarian leader that's actually a dictator, not like an authoritarian leader, but like a real one, like maybe
like
don't say that about other people's countries and look within. It's not your fault. You're a citizen of a country. Where you're born or where you live. You can't really do a whole lot about it sometimes. But don't call the pot and kettle it. You know, don't fucking pot and kettle it.
Call the kettle black.
Yeah. Anyways, back to his style of ideas. So this is why I don't go to school anymore. Fucking idiot. I got my college like jersey on and everything, and it's fucking.
Yeah, but it looks fantastic. You should also, because I don't believe you about the college thing. I need to see your like diploma framed in front of me.
You don't believe that I graduated from college?
No, of course.
Dude, I barely believe it.
I mean, I don't believe I'm still in college, and look at me. I'm taking the rest of my degree is going to be completed from 3 pillows and a mattress.
It is. It's going to be like 3 years.
Yeah, I know. What? And we've talked about this before off stage. By the way, we're currently recording this at Madison Square Garden with a stage set up, and
we're on the stage at Madison Square Garden.
It's pitch black. No one's in the seats except Spike Lee, and it's just
Spike Lee's there, and like this is still not as bad as the Knicks.
Oh, and see, I've lost my train of thought.
Yep. We'll get back to Hitler, too. Don't worry, listener.
We'll
singular.
come back around. Just like Hitler did.
Yeah, Hitler came back around.
He came back around.
What were you saying?
I don't know. I'm still hung up on draw me like one of your Jewish girls and Hitler just flipping out. That's great. Just like absolutely losing his lid.
Yeah, so you forgot about what you were going to say entirely?
Yeah. No, I've moved on from that.
Right, radio.
From that possibility.
All right, so...
No.
Go ahead.
We were talking about was, the comparison between... We are by no means making a comparison between Trump and Hitler. But, correct. If like you said, if that's what you believe, great. But that's not what we're saying. But I want to keep you going with that.
Okay, yeah, I got it. So you got these ideas, the populist, nationalistic ideas, right?
Sure.
Make everything in America. Make everything in Germany. They screwed us over in the war. this past administration's plural screwed us up. Then we went to these stupid wars. You know, it's different, but it's the same type of strategies, using the media against itself. You know, take out all the other candidates, and you know, it wasn't really as much of a free election in Germany. He kind of like seized power a bit, but
he totally seized power.
Yeah, I mean, a little different, but I mean, just the way that you go about something. If you're a crazy person, which Hitler definitely was a crazy person, that's non-debatable.
Correct. Absolutely off the deep end.
I mean, I might have had the same diagnosis, perhaps, as him, but I'm not fucking Hitler.
But here's the difference. You're not fueling that diagnosis with all the wrong kinds of medication. Number one, Hitler was like getting pumped of amphetamines and barbiturates and all this shit. That's why half the time when he was giving all those speeches and was like orating, he was like, people were like, man, this guy might be a god. This guy knows what he's talking about, huh? Because he's pumped full. He's been just doing lines of coke and meth for days. And he's like, yeah, the Jews so bad, and just shouting so many obscenities.
We must reclaim Germany from everybody else's, as he starts with. And he wants to see if they're like in it, and they're in, and then he's like, that's homosexuals.
And you hear like a couple claps, and he's like, yeah, okay, so yeah, that one fact. And the white people are the enemy. Oh, no one likes that? Okay, how about the blacks? Yeah, the blacks, like half the crowd claps, and the Jews, the Jews.
They're running all the businesses, and they're like, yeah, the Germans could be maybe running businesses.
Maybe us, yeah.
He's like, yeah, make Germany great again, man.
Oh, and so here's the disconnect that makes this comparison totally not okay. Germany, they were like, yeah, Hitler's like, go fucking take all the business away, destroy their shops, and let's put them in ghettos and frickin' wall them in. If Trump tried to say that would never.
Yeah, he said let's build a wall to keep the other people out because we don't take care of people that were born here already. So then you're letting more people in without any system of care for others and a poor economic structure with all our stuff being made overseas. And so you just fucking make stuff here. Like, how hard is that to move to a thing where you make stuff here? Well, why do you have to throw in the wall stuff and the hating women, and not hating women, but like disrespecting them?
Yeah, it's more of like he's trying to put more importance back on like a patriarchal society, and like, and I've heard someone, and I would like to give credit where it's due, but I can't remember his name, but he tapped in. He was like, I think a lot of Trump supporters Trump is preaching a lot of these ideas or beliefs that a lot of like common America holds, but they never talk about it. It's
holds
like
or used to hold,
things in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
So I think he tested the waters. He started to like sprinkle little pieces of, those jobs. People taking jobs. They're like, yeah. They are. He's like, Mexicans? It's what's a country that's next to us? Mexico. It's Mexico. People are like, yeah.
You know what? I think it is Mexico. I live in North Dakota, but I think it's Mexico. You're like, why do you care so much about this whole overarching thing that you can't control? This 300 million person behemoth instead of your own fucking life and your own household and your own neck of the woods and your communities. Like, why can't you think smaller? Because you're never going to see most of the country because you're never going to leave there.
Yeah, you're never going to leave your tiny dipshit town. I didn't say if it was in the north or the south, but we all know where I'm talking about. And I think you said it really well. No one looks like inward. Everyone's always like, oh, these are the issues. Me being overweight and not wanting to change my lifestyle and me hitting my wife, those are not the issues.
No.
The issues are the other countries.
Yeah. Let's keep them out. Like, okay, well, someone can make an argument for closing borders entirely.
Sure.
But you have to make the argument in a way where you're not, it's like, it's not about the people that you're keeping out, it's about the people that you're trying to raise up that are already inside.
Correct.
And unfortunately, no one that seems to argue that, like, takes that point. They don't argue without. There's a way you can say without. You're not a racist if you think that, like almost every other country, you want to keep people in your country, like, keep them like happy.
Yeah, like doing the best they can, right?
Making money, so feeding families and like putting the tax money so you can pave some roads and build some schools and fund your bloated government and
just keep the cycle going. Having a perceived sense of like happiness, but
one thing that really upsets me though on the left side, plenty of things upset me on the right side, but one of the things that upsets me on the left side is like people that like really lobby for socialism. Like now, they don't say, "Hey, we should move towards." They're like, "We need to be a socialist." I was like, you realize it's 330 million people or 50 or 70. I don't even fucking know. It's over 300 million. There's probably over 300 or over 200 something million that are adults, like full adults.
Yeah, totally.
This is a big fucking place, and we're not Scandinavian countries that are smaller, that are a little bit more manageable, that still have their problems with socialism. Like, it might work a lot better there, but it's not going to fucking work here unless we really move gradually towards it.
And it has to be gradual. I think, just given off like the past couple of years, I think it's really easy for people to like scream change across the board.
Yeah.
Like a paradigm shift. And people that preach that, especially like politicians and people that are in positions where that message can catch on, people are upset or people don't like what's going on and they want to latch on to that because they're like, oh, here's the quickest way to fix all my personal issues.
Yeah.
I would love for the government to take away all my student debt and all these things, but you want that. But
I respect that when people actually go to things that think would make them better, though. And I do think a lot of Democrats do that. And Republicans more like to think about this like a mythical place. You know what I mean?
It's not attainable anymore.
There's old time Americana. Like, you both got to fucking drop it and go for something realistic, or we're gonna end up like the Society and Player Piano.
Yeah.
Where you got to read that book, man.
I've never read it. I was nervous because I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, I know that. I'm gonna pretend like I know this. He's not. What if he doesn't explain it? What if he just leaves us dangling for the audience and just moves right on? And like, what was that? Oh, let me take notes because everyone fucking take notes to our show.
I'd like to see an outline. If you have one, please email it to us.
We'll to prove that I'm insane. Player Piano is this in the book. It's a society that's like probably was like set in I'm not sure what year it was, but it was written in 1959 by Kurt Vonnegut. His first novel. He's fucking great. He's a great writer, and it's a great fucking book. It shows the distinction between the engineering class and those who maintain the robots, construct, engineer, and maintain the robots, and then everyone else lives on the homestead, and they don't work, and they get money, and they just fucking like do whatever. And the purpose is like that might sound good, but without the purpose created by meaningful work, or at least the pursuit of the attempt or the hope for it, that we just fucking drift into like people are doing now, and that we're actually getting a taste of this in that instead of the engineers, it's essential workers, and it's people that were working from home at white collar tech jobs that require some tech, right?
Yeah, right. Or some little like work, heavy work.
And everyone else is fucked.
Yeah.
And for the short run, and that's an accidental bridge to some form of socialism, because they have to like pay money to these people, or else everyone's totally fucked. So I don't know why the politicians on the left, at least, aren't like really using this as an opportunity to like put in fucking Bernie as their guy, Because Biden has dementia, or at least.
Did you see that video of him trying to? I think he was on CNN.
Yeah.
And he was trying to talk about the plans, like what needs to be done for coronavirus, or it was a commentary.
What's that?
No. Did I ever mention to you guys I was friends with President Obama? Yeah. He's a crack top guy. You know, his people. Whoa. What'd you just say there? No. I didn't mean his people. I meant black people. I'm going down a rabbit hole here, and I don't know how to get out. Vote for Biden.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man. And not because he was always an idiot. Okay? I'm not saying that. I don't really know enough about the man, but the guy, I shouldn't have said idiot. He's demented because he's got dementia. Okay? He's got to go.
Shit.
He's got to go.
And you could make the argument, and it's not really an argument, it's more of a fact. Bernie's obviously older and seems a little more senile, but come on. I would take a president talking about the 1% every goddamn day in the Oval Office. Oh my God. I
want it too. I mean, I'm close. I'm pretty sure I'm going to write someone in, but because I just can't bring myself to. I might agree with a few things that Trump has said underneath some of his garbage talk and his locker room talk. Like just the mouth spurtings and all sorts of stuff. But like, take the jobs back? Yes, of course I agree with that.
Yeah,
I have Midwestern roots, and like they need more fucking manufacturing jobs, and everyone that supports the manufacturing base and the companies that would have their headquarters there instead of just somewhere.
It builds communities,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. That's what the country was founded on. Detroit at one point was the richest city in the world.
Yeah, bustling, dude. If you put places or put companies or government projects in places where there's a lot of people, there's not a lot of work, it's going to create work, and it's going to in turn stimulate the economy in those areas.
Yeah.
And it's going to help those areas. Now, that's a great idea, but like you just said, that's like the hidden message beneath all these layers of like garbage and hate speech and all this shit to like.
Most people can't separate the wheat from the chaff, so I don't hate the man. I think he's a douchebag, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't hate. I'm not going to waste 8 years, and it's going to be 8. So just give up, like unless if you're deluded if you think he's not going to win. I'm not saying I want him to win or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not saying I don't want him to win.
I just want a reset. I don't want Biden to win. I just want, like, you know what? Let's run it back.
I really, yeah. Let's hit the rewind.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. And I don't know, man. It would be. I think, and I've thought about this before. It would be great if we had a shining example of a candidate, like picture like Jesus Christ, like resurrected.
He's definitely American, obviously. Yeah.
But he's American and he's white.
Yeah.
Imagine just a politician coming down from the clouds, and everyone in the United States, and hell, I'll take everyone in the world, or people from other countries that matter, look at that person and be like, he's perfect. All these things, you ask him all these questions about all his thoughts and all these topics, and he has like the perfect answer, perfect idea for legislation on everything.
He get popped like that.
Well, it'd be another JFK, right?
No, JFK was not Jesus.
Okay, I was not.
They didn't write a whole Bible about Jesus, about JFK.
About JFK.
He was banging Marilyn Monroe, and the mob killed him.
He did have an affair with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, he had good taste at least. Jackie was solid.
Dude, she was.
I know.
Fantastic butt.
Did they have a fucking? Did they have a fucking business marriage?
I could see it.
Right.
I mean, I think there's
what's his face? Polk did.
James K. Polk.
A guy named Polk. You know he's sleeping around.
Where's he poking his poke?
He's poking. He's poking everybody.
Man, that would have been a good one on the Pokemon Go segment.
Yeah.
You're like, just kidding. This isn't about Pokemon.
This is about James K. Polk. It's Love Live, baby.
And a topic we should touch on for another podcast. And yes, we will get back to Hitler.
Yeah, we'll come back to Hitler.
can always come back.
We'll get back. Because you've already turned it off, so just in case you're listening still, we'll probably still do more of our political views so they're out there.
Yeah,
so you can trace it back.
Easily. No, there's this. It was on Netflix, and not everything. I actually think the majority of stuff that's on Netflix, like all their Netflix original shit, it's not all quality. I think
of course
a lot of it's watered down. It's really oversaturated.
I'm trying to be part of that lack of quality, man.
Dude, and that's...
Egg's fucking empty? What the fuck?
It means you made it. It means you're on the platform.
Exactly. I just want to get in that tit, man.
I just want some milk, man.
Give me that sweet milk.
Are you a whole milk kind of guy?
I don't give a shit what kind of milk it is. I just want to milk it.
No,
buttermilk? Give me that buttermilk right down the gullet, man.
Buttermilk ranch? I'll drink to that. Ranch up?
Drink that ranch up. Did you say ranch up?
Yeah.
Just guzzling cum ranch. That's what I picture you doing now while you're thinking about Hitler.
I'm thinking about ranch and Hitler. I would want a Hitler branded ranch where...
Like Paul Newman? But it's like, okay, he's like a labor leader or something, and he ends up somehow in movies too. And then he becomes like the Paul Newman of Germany, and he hits on the fucking ranch, and it all ends up with him on ranch dressing with his nice mustache.
With his little stash, that's perfect.
He's like a cross between Sam Elliott, like an actual something German, and a Lederhosen girl, and fucking Paul Newman.
I like it.
His salad dressing all over the world.
Later in his life, he repents his misogynistic and discriminatory views and starts making kosher branded Paul Newman stuff.
Oh my god! Wait, is dressing not kosher?
He's got a whole kosher salt.
Yeah.
line.
Before all the dressings contained many meats.
But now
they are free of meats.
Now they are free of the flesh.
Fresh free.
Oh, fresh free.
Fresh free.
I'm imagining, God, it's the amount of assassination attempts too that were attempted on Hitler.
How hard is it to kill a guy?
Yeah, right. Just take him out. If you guys were that worried about him, and you're like other officers or politicians in Germany that are like kind of looking at each other side-eyed and are like, are you seeing what this fucking guy's doing? I think you went a little far there. Why not just drop a bomb on his fucking house?
They were going to do that too.
I'm sure it was in the plans. I'm sure it got, pushed, an envelope got pushed across the desk and was like, hey, check out plan number 300 because we're stupid and can't figure out how to cap this guy.
That'd be a great sitcom. It's like, oh, we messed up again. Better try tomorrow.
And Hitler just busts out of a door that just got broken down. He's like, hey. But instead of the Fonz doing the snaps, he's like, hey.
Hey, Heinza. I don't know any German. It makes it better.
It does. It's because it sounds legitimate. Patrice needs to go check on a couple people that are... not people, sorry. I hear some footsteps in the attic, and I'm going to make sure that the rats are staying quiet because it's almost curfew. So,
okay,
I'll be right back.
All right, I'll pause it. I'm not going to read therapy in a Hitler episode. I don't want to do. Okay. Okay. We are back.
Squeak.
I had a funny joke. No, I didn't. I'd never have a funny joke.
Yeah, nice try. Where you're like, I just had one. Yeah, no, you didn't.
You didn't either?
Yeah, mine was bad.
Well, well, no, it wasn't a joke, but what I was going to say is that we took a break from, cocks and poop to, and they're like, oh, I wonder what else they got. Maybe they're pretty versatile after all, besides cocks and poop. And then, no, it's Hitler on the Titanic, and Hitler on dressing, and Hitler on this. And how Trump is not Hitler, so we scare off anyone that's a liberal, and,
We're just focusing our listener group down to the bare
the one conservative in Qatar, who's, a libertarian also. And then we can't make fun of libertarians who were, you know.
Oh, and he's done. And he's like, no.
I'm like, no more. Fuck this.
He's like, did you just say big government? Yeah, no, I'm out.
What kind of voice was that?
I don't know.
Do you know where Qatar is?
It's next to Austria.
Is that why they got the World Cup? Because they need to put it in Europe, but somewhere fresh? Oh, yes. We were part of the Austria-Hungarian Empire.
Part of the European Union.
Yeah, Qatar dropped out of the European Union. And then they got a World Cup. So good things happen when you drop from that shit union. I don't know anything about the EU, man. Don't come back, listeners. Come back, please. I need this so bad. I never told you this because I didn't know you then, but I tried to throw myself a little like party at a bar for 100,000th listener when we crossed 100,000 listeners like a while back, and I had to stand everyone up because my medicine was new and it was too powerful. And I started breaking down and crying and stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I can't make it to my fucking shitty party for a fucking shitty podcast.
Was there anyone there?
Yeah.
You stood up no one.
I stood up like everyone.
Oh, dude. Man, that's kind of sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
I called my psychiatrist. It was like 8:30 p.m. I was like, this shit is not the one.
She's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just double the dose.
Yeah. Oh, have you thought about quadrupling the dosage, and then we can talk more about your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, have you thought about throttling the dose until you're ready to become the new?
I was like, oh, you want to talk about her again? Yeah, because I get more money, because you'll never get over it.
Yeah, I think that psychiatrist probably like, you're like, imagine if you did like a 10-week program, and you're on week 9, second to last day, and your psychiatrist is like, man, he seems like he has his shit together.
What can I do to derail?
And be like, tell me about your father again and how you said he doesn't respect you.
Have you thought that your ex-girlfriend was just an apparition for your mother?
No, well, let's dive into
Who was physically distant, but mentally and physically present, too.
Isn't this an interesting conundrum?
Yeah.
How about we sign up for 20-week session number 3? Yes?
Yeah, 20-week session number 3. Right?
I have time slots available at 10:45 and 11:45. And I just want to let you know, our conversations are of the utmost importance, but if you're more than 1 minute late, we will double charge you and cancel your appointment. Thank you. Good day.
Yeah, also, the dude, it looked, not that he was falling asleep, but he had this thing, right? He had this thing where, watch this, okay. He would go like that,
I would be so disrespected.
I was like, what? You know how hard it is to switch a psychiatrist?
Oh, dude.
A therapist is easier, still hard, but easier to switch, but a psychiatrist, because then you're like, well, then it's someone else taking leftovers on with my brain.
Yeah, right? It's
like you fuck up the first dinner, you're going to fuck up the second dinner.
Yeah, it's like your star player gets injured, and you're like, all right, well, we had hopes for the postseason. We're going to throw the season out.
Let's trade him to a new coach with his broken knee. Start over. Fuck, man. No, and I lucked out this time, but fucking crazy, man. But my therapist, I would never talk about the scope of the dream that not even with the first psychiatrist, and because it's like, don't fucking give someone control over you when it's just like your dreamscape. It's not that fucking bad. I mean, it was terrifying, but I don't talk about shit like that. Got 45 minutes. I talk about constructive things that are bothering me, or things I want to work on.
Yeah, with me, and that's great. I went in when I had my guy. I went in with that attitude. I went in with, I want to try and figure some of this shit out. But I knew sometimes when I went in and I didn't really want to talk about that stuff, I could just run, and this probably makes me insane, but I could just run my psychiatrist in circles talking about the most random shit. Like, he had a house in Bethany Beach. I would ask him how the boardwalk's looking.
I did that too. Everyone has every psychiatrist has a fucking house in Bethany Beach or in the Outer Banks.
Why is that a thing? And they're God, and they probably work maybe like 20 weeks out of the year. The rest, they're at that beach house.
Really? Your guy was gone all the time?
Dude, he was gone all the time. I would have, like... That's why it's part of the reason I stopped going to see him, because his availability was so chalky. It was like I was trying to book a fucking appointment at, like, a reservation at, like, a 4-star restaurant.
It was more like a fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. Psychiatry is rough, dude.
Again, if you're listening to this podcast, give us a rating on 1 to 5 of your psychiatrist, because we know everyone that listens has one.
Exactly, but I'm not telling you to give the same rating for our podcast that you would give to psychiatrists, because I don't want to get my ratings shit. Okay? Because those people in these other countries look at the ratings. I know Americans are like, I don't give a fuck. That sounds funny. Bleh.
Yeah.
You know, look at the shit that we put in our faces, and goddamn, our fucking food.
But if you're in Sri Lanka and you came across this podcast and you saw 7%, you're probably gonna pass us by. So don't give us percent.
Don't firebomb us like that one guy did. I'm pretty sure he left the only 1-star review that we have was the fucking guy that's called us all this sorts of racist and this and that privilege.
God. I mean, give him credit. He rattled off some pretty creative ones.
Well, he didn't use fucking sentence structure, so fuck that guy. He's fucking James Joyce over there. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking A. But yeah, like, the psychiatry it's not an exact, it's never going to be an exact science, even like when, or practice, even when methods improve and we get more experiments with psychedelics and things like that. So you have more alternatives, and they phase out some pills, and you know, maybe they'll pillify mushrooms and things that more natural seeming. And also when society adjusts for a little bit, which is less likely, but maybe this whole thing will open up some things. I've been feeling great comparatively. You too, right?
I would say within the last week has definitely been better, but like as we started to see like the ripple effects or the as we started to see the effects of like having to stay home and everything kind of being canceled, it had a negative effect on me, but I bounced back. But I think we should definitely dedicate an episode to
Hitler.
Well, yeah, of course.
Don't dedicate to Hitler now that everyone's gone. There will be no liberal listeners, no Qatarian. That's not. He's gone. He or she's gone anyway because it's a Qatarian. I don't know I have to look it up. No Jewish listeners. I absolutely adore every single Jewish person I've ever met. I think. I don't remember any that I didn't like, honestly. Not sucking up, but I'm trying to think like, I didn't like, you don't always like everyone of a specific type that's not exactly the same as you. It's impossible. You don't like everyone that's exactly the same as you. People that are twins that have similar personalities might fucking hate each other for stretches. Or look at Oasis, man. Look at Oasis. They look kind of alike. They're brothers and they fucking hate each other. Noah wants to burn down Liam's house. He said that recently.
Shit, really?
Yeah, he's a fucking loon.
Damn.
How many of his girlfriends did the dude bang? What else could he have possibly done?
It's like
murder attempt? Like
Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton sharing the same wife for a little bit.
They did?
Or no,
it was George Harrison's. Clapton stole Harrison's wife.
That's right, not Page. Yeah,
but he's so zen, and he's like, yeah, "It's okay, you can take her.
Right, man.
I'll go be a Wilbury.
I'll be a walrus.
A traveling Wilbury with fucking Tom Petty is amazing, and Dylan is really iconic, and then Jeff Lynne's great. Now we're going to talk about Hitler and the traveling Wilburys." All right, we got to wrap up the Hitler, so let's power through. Let's power through some Hitler so these people can go back to their lives.
Yeah, sorry guys. Here's your daily dose of Hitler, part 2.
Part 2, or 3 or 4, whatever it is.
Imagine if Hitler was a star athlete.
No, mustache. What other things could it? What could have been different if Hitler still existed? He still failed at being an artist because everyone fails at being an artist. It doesn't matter if he was good. Even if everyone told him, and every person that told him he was good enough was Jewish, it wouldn't have fucking mattered. He was fucking nuts.
He was. So.
And the conditions were right for someone that was fucking nuts and was a patriot or whatever. Because anyone who does things in their mind that are good for the country is a patriot, right? It's such a loosely applied term.
It is. It's slapped on anything.
Yeah.
Nationalism and patriotism are not the same thing.
Nope. Nobody knows.
I shouldn't say often. They're misconstrued probably all the time.
Yeah.
So, what I think Hitler needed was... I think he needed, like, a Barbasol sponsor. Or, like, a really good sponsor.
For his art?
No, not for his art. For, like, his mustache.
He needed that... So he could be, like, the Charlie Chaplin of Germany?
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just going over to, like, gas chamber knobs.
Yeah, no. Well, he's in a movie called Frauleins and Fraus.
Do they have a segment in there about nails and snails?
Yeah. Frauleins and Fraus, with Frauleins and Fraus. Why aren't all the Frauleins and Fraus come to my house?
Frauleins and Fraus. I put out the Wheelcraft and they come in the automobile.
The sauerkraut, I invented the Volkswagen too, but nobody talks about that because people like driving the Volkswagen, but they are literally driving Hitler cars, and I actually have a Volkswagen, and
Yeah, little did you know that Jetta is an old Austrian slang term for Jew.
Oh, God.